What's going on, guys? Welcome to the channel. I'm King PJ, and as you can tell by the title, yeah, I'm throwing some anime out there. So with that being said, most of it is going to be isekai. I didn't mean it for it to be that way, but it just turned out that way. So guess what? More isekai for you guys. Tis the season for isekai. So with that being said, this ain't really any particular order. Just the last ones. That's really it. I do have honorable mentions, so stay tuned for that as well. Do me a favor, if you like or seen any of the anime on this list, drop a like. I really do appreciate it. If you want to see more, subscribe to the channel. And you want to hit me up, use that comment section down below. Let me know how I did on this video. Let me know what things you want to see improve or change, or you want to see any more videos like this, or you want to see more reaction videos. Do me a favor, as always, enjoy. Now with our first anime up, Michi Moonlit Fantasy. I can't say enough about this anime. This thing was really, really good. Really put together. Well done. The animation is, when it gets to those points, the animation is done really well. For the most part, it looks like your standard fare, your isekai. I forgot how he got there. He got sold or some shit. Or he got hit by a car. I don't know how he got there, but or he got summoned. I think he got summoned by some goddess, and for some reason he's ugly to everyone. So she was like, ugh. Put him in some dusty world, and for some reason he's OP as shit. He has unlimited amounts of mana, even though he can't grow above a level 1, but he's strong as hell. His cohorts, which are fucking amazing, is Tomoe or Tomi. I can't pronounce that. Sorry if I mispronounced that. And Mio, oh my god, they're just hilarious. Fucking big booba dragon and a fucking gluttonous pretty spider, and it's just fucking hilarious. They do have some of those themes here and there, whatever the case, but they don't go crazy with it. It's just a really good anime. Aside from the central characters, there's not really much going on. I would like to see the world building a little more, and they're stringing towards that. So, with there's going to be a second season, which highly recommend you get on this first. We think that they're gonna world build a little more, especially with his occupation in the anime. He's a merchant. I'm trying to get all this off the head, so excuse me if I get some things wrong. I apologize. But I believe he's a merchant. He also does like these jobs or whatever for these other merchants or whatnot, and he's trying to build a space for himself and just be safe, be his own thing. And then he's coming to the realization that there's other people like him serving the same purpose, basically. I think there's two more, spoilers or whatever the case. It's just way better watching the anime. It's only 12 episodes. One season just came out, and it'll start your summer anime. This is one of the better summer animes I've seen, to be honest with you. So that's why I'm recommending it. And you can't go wrong with someone that's voiced Tanjiro, Ken, and Ken Kaneki, Tokyo Ghoul. Even though Tokyo Ghoul was meh, to me it was. Real Black Clover, that little painter, he was funny as shit. He just brings like that expectation of like, all right, something's gonna go down, you know what I mean? And it does. The anime does pick up. Like I said, character development. You'll see that later in the anime, and it just snaps. Let's just put it like that. But to me, it's a really good anime, and I hope you guys enjoy it as well. I put this about a good 7, and I think a lot of other people agree with me because it's getting a second season. So hope you guys are going to check it out for yourselves. On for number 2. Name, because I know I'm gonna butcher it, so I'm just gonna go with Spirit Chronicles. Now this one is a slower paced anime, to be honest with you. I'm gonna tell you that right off the bat. It's a slower paced anime, but it is good. It does provide some character development, especially when, like I said, this is an isekai. And all of them are gonna be isekai, so you're gonna expect them to get into their world somehow. This how main character, spoiler, main character dies in an accident, I believe. I think he was driving or something like that, or he got hit by a car or something like that. He ends up being into the body of some kid. And he just starts living life through there, and their personalities fuse. So when he thinks of something, it reminds him of like the isekai version of 20-year-olds, because a 20-year-old to an 8-year-old or something like that. It was just bonkers. And he's just growing up, and it's still coming these memories of whatever he's trying to for his parents and shit. Like, it's a lot going on. It's a lot of characters going on and whatnot, and he's not the only one. Yeah, exactly. Bus. Because he wasn't the only one that got hurt and got reincarnated in the same exact place, to be honest with you. So overall, it's a slower paced anime, but it shows more of that OP-ness and how, this main character just happens to have these powers and how he's learning to live with them, learning about his life, his family, trying to find out who he is and whatever the case may be. Like I said, it's a slower paced anime, so don't expect a lot to be going on just like that. But I still recommend it because it's a really good. You get to learn about the characters, you get to learn about the world. Like I said, it has nice little world building going on and more character development of who he really is and things of that nature. To me, I also give this one, you know what, to be honest, I'll give this one about a 6. Because, like I said, the pacing was a little slow for my liking, but I don't know if they're going to have a season 2. I'm not too sure. I'll probably put that in the video when I edit this all together. But with that being said, on to number 3. Now, another anime I was actually surprised with. This is more, this, to me, this isn't really isekai, more of a battle simulation. But most of those are kind of isekai in their own right because it takes place away from the world or in some, whether it's a different dimension or some game planet, things of that nature. And this looks like it fits the bill because when you see no other civilians around, and excuse the background noise, I apologize. And this is Battle Game in 5 Seconds. I know it has a different title, which is much a little longer. Like Battle Game starts within 5 seconds of meeting each other, something like that. But overall, I like this anime. It's more of those like game animes out there that you've seen. A lot of like the Netflix shows coming out are like that as well, like Squid Game, Alice in Borderland, things of that nature. And to me personally, I put this under that category more than an isekai. So like I said, if not almost most of these are isekai. Without further ado, battle game in 5 seconds. They just start fighting within 5 seconds. Even though that rule it gets thrown out so quickly. To be honest with you, it was like within the first episode, and I was, to me, I personally like the characters in the anime more the girl than the guy. I cannot recall their names right off the right off the bat. I cannot recall. There's nothing really big about this anime. It just brings a different structure to life about how smart characters can be, how fast can they, regroup with other people and use other people in their smartness and whatnot. It's more about outwitting each other and all that stuff, like a lot of these battle games tend to do. So it's just focusing around that character, nothing crazy. But these have special powers. You don't know these powers, unless you expose them to each other or whatever the case. And it's very dangerous to expose them to each other or even tell someone about it because they could use it against you and all that stuff. I like that twist. And obviously, the reason I even say isekai in the first place because one of the main characters that you can see from the picture, it's a purple cat neko girl. I don't even know if it's a dude or a girl. I just know it's cat-like. It has a tail or whatever the case. And yeah, like you don't see that in the real world. So I'm taking, and plus like the things that they have on their arms, like the powers and stuff. Like I said, this feels like an isekai with a battle like together. I did enjoy as the episodes did go on. The pacing did quicken. The battles did get better. The outsmarting, like all that, just quickened as the episodes did go on. I don't know if it's because they had maybe a time crunch or whatever, because it kind of takes off really fast. At least to me, it did. But to be honest with you, I give this another solid 7, because like I said, it quickens the pace. It's nothing crazy in the genre, but if you like how they, basically have powers, nothing crazy like Dragon Ball Z or whatever the case, but you can make certain people your slaves, you can make your blood weapons, or you can make teleportation, not teleportation, well actually teleportation was a power, excuse me, teleportation, things of that, nothing like you could just turn to Dragon Ball Z and destroy the planet, nothing of that nature. But there are powers that make you even stronger, like by 4 and things of that nature. So I like that twist that they threw in it. So if you want to see things like that, totally watch this anime. It'll pay off. And I believe this one's. I'm not too sure. I don't know if this is just gonna be a one-off because spoiler, the way it ended is really like okay, there's gonna be a second season. But a lot of these battlers, whether it's an anime or an whatchamacallit, live action, they always do that for some reason. They leave things open ended, like, okay, there's more than likely going to be a sequel, right? And it never happens, or happens way too late, and it's just not garnering enough interest. So I hope this is not one of those. I hope at least by 2023 we'll see something, or at least a word. I don't know. I give this a solid 7. On to number 4. Now this one is definitely an isekai, but with a twist. I like it. It's an isekai that has the RPG tropes and whatnot, but it's not focused on making you live in the world. It's focused on can you do these quests. Okay? And there's battle ups. You could change your class once you battle up, not battle up, but level up, excuse me. Once you level up to a certain class or whatever the case. And every few days, or like every time you beat a mission or a quest or something, you get new characters, or as in classmates, because it's class genre, you know? And it's weird because they're able to go in and out of it. This has 2 seasons. Oh, I forgot the name. I'm standing on a million lives, because holy hell, like, it's a lot. Like, it's a lot. Like, that's the title. They die within the world. They're able to come back in a certain time. Like, it has certain criteria. Like, it's a certain time. It takes like a minute for them to respawn. They have to respawn like in a, like that their body is safe. If their body is dying or not even exist, like, doesn't matter. They can't spawn. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. It's more focused on the RPG ish like quest aspect, and the more they beat these quests, the more the classmates can come and they can beat the game. But it's in and out the world into the quest. But in the quest, like in the world of the quest, I mean, they can obviously it makes sense, but they continue on living. So time has passed in that world when they're just chilling back, and the Isekai protagonist heroes, the heroes. It's kind of nutty, and I personally enjoy it. There's 2 seasons, 24 episodes each. I personally recommend that you guys watch it. Don't get me wrong; it's not gonna like blow your socks off or anything like that, but it has a nice twist in terms of how they approach things in the isekai genre. It's not your standard, hey, you die, you get summoned there, or you don't have a chance to come back. Yes, you have those things, but you're gonna work for it in a game. So I like the elements that they threw in here, and it's a nice watch. It's a nice watch. There's some nice moments in there. There are character developments, even though a lot of them are kind of tropey, but you do see some of that in there. I give this one another 7. Another 7. It's solid, especially this one has more episodes, so you see more of the world building, more what they're getting themselves into and stuff like that. So with that being said, on to number 5. Now for number 5, and my personal favorite, to be honest with you, and right now I'm giving this a 9 out of 10. Plain and simple. Welcome to Demon School, Irmakun. And holy shit, this shit is like, to be honest with you, it's not gonna be everybody's cup of tea, whatever. It's one of those like little feel good, happy animes or whatever, little mishaps and mischievous things. It's not gonna blow your socks off. It's not gonna be like My Hero Academia or anything like that. If anything, let's put it like that. This is basically the PG version of My Hero Academia, something like that. You know what I mean? With the high school setting and different powers and whatnot. But it's an isekai. And as you can see from the titular character right there in the front, Irma or Urma, this like that's some fucked up shit. Like, all right, the way he got there, he got sold by his parents, and that's just cold. To be sold by your parents, not only sold by your parents, but sold by your parents to a devil. So that's how he ends up going to demon school. But like the devil that adopted him is one of the best grandpas in the fucking world. Just in my phone, just fucking loves him. Oh my god! But he's strong as fuck and is in the running for being one of the demon lords, because that's like a side plot that in their demon world there's no demon lord currently, and there's up to 3 of them, and he's like the best chance. You know what I mean? And so this is Irma's journey to being the grandson of maybe the soon-to-be demon lord. And to be honest with you, it's, to me personally, I just spark up a bowl and I just watch this, turn my brain off, and I just laugh because it's just silliness. Like, it's like, what Scooby-Doo does for people, You know what I mean? That old school Scooby Doo and shit. Does nostalgic works. Like to me, it's not nostalgic, but it's just silly in that same aspect. Just the hijinks that goes on and whatnot. You expecting it? Like to be honest with you, my little tip on anime, and I'm glad it paid off for many of the anime that I may put on the channel or just come out, do like a recommend video or something like this. I sleep on the anime. I seen the first episode when it dropped about a year or two ago, and I was like, okay, this might be something I might be interested in. But I slept on it, and about a year or two, here we are, and there's gonna be a season 3. So it's 44 episodes now, season 2, and there's gonna be a season 3. I don't know when that's coming out, but to have a season 3, it's gonna be a good anime. It's a good anime in general. You know what I mean? And to be honest with you, if you want to turn your brain off and just laugh and have just watch the silly interactions and relationships that this kid goes through, a human goes through in hell, basically, with other demons while trying to mask himself being human, and it's crazy what he has to go through. On top of him being the nicest person in the fucking world. Holy shit. He is so nice. I think he's like 14. He is so nice. He doesn't say no. He can't say no. But he knows when to get out of danger. And that's when his invasion skill comes in. I mean, like I said, if you want to turn off your brain, I recommend it. Turn off your brain, have a laugh, go ahead. This is my top recommendation. That's why I saved it for last, to be honest with you. And saving that for last, I do have honorable mentions. I don't have different screens for that yet because that was going to take a lot. So for my honorable mentions, I even forgot about them off the top of my goddamn head. So excuse the hell out of me while I edit this out while staring at the camera in one take. And okay, I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. So I'm going to leave it at that. Honorable mentions, and these are all going to be isekai. My first one, and I could be wrong. Like watching so much anime, time feels like it flies by. So it's like, did this come out this year or last year? You know what I mean? That's what it kind of feels like. My first honorable mention, and to be honest with you, this is a great one. 24 episodes, 1 season, and I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a season 2. I'm a spider, so what? Holy shit, that's another isekai. I'm not gonna get into it, but if you want to go watch isekai about a spider living her best life while trying to live life as a spider, go ahead. She has her classmates with her, even though for the most part, duration of I think 24 episodes, they're apart. But watching her level up, getting all these powers, living in the isekai world, it's ridiculously fun. And to be honest with you, my favorite character is that of the spider. I can't think of her name right now. That's why it's an honorable mention. These are off the top of my head. The only thing I'm going off of what I've watched, what I remembered, and the name. So for honorable mention, no. Really? Come on. Jesus. Honorable mention number 2. I just hit my mic. I apologize. Honorable mention number 2. I think everybody's seen this coming. Sword Art Online. 1, 2, 3, 4 seasons. I don't know how many seasons they have. I think about 3. A lot of sub seasons or whatnot. To be honest with you, one of my favorite series of all time. Period. Especially when it comes to the isekai. Do not get me wrong. I'm not a white knight, and I'm not going to defend it. I know it has a lot. I wouldn't say a lot, but it has its criticism. It has its little down points. Like, okay, that was kind of unnecessary, to be honest with you. And I'm right there with you. But you cannot deny how fucking great it is when it gets to the action, when it gets to the animation. And to be honest with you, that animation has been bumping ever since it came out. It's just gotten better, better, and better. The OP's been great. Like, I just can't say enough of good things. Like I said, it has its bad things, but to be honest with you have to experience those bad things for yourself to be like, okay, maybe pacing, if I want to throw one out there, pacing suggestive themes, that's kind of the bad thing. It's not even the themes that are bad, it's the way they go about it. And it's like, okay, you could have done that with a little less, less is more type of thing. But if you want to go watch it, go ahead, do you. That's one of my favorites. Go ahead and go and watch it. It's gonna be a long ride because it's that many episodes, because it's that many seasons and movies. And Progressive just came out, I remember correctly, and it's coming out later this year in the US. So you gotta go a lot. You have to go through a lot, excuse me. You have to go through a lot. And yeah, on to the next one. I think a lot of people's personal favorite. And I'm putting it up there of one of the best isekai I've ever watched, Overlord. It's up there with SOA. It's up there with fucking every isekai I put on this list. It's up there with it. And Overlord, 3 seasons, fucking Bone Daddy. Come on, you just can't go wrong. I think it has it all. I think Overlord as a series, as an anime, has one of the most well-rounded genre. Like it just put together so fucking well. It doesn't do wrong in one spot. It doesn't do bad. Like, it's just great. I could probably make a whole episode. I mean, yeah, a whole episode on just Overlord. Maybe a whole series just because the characters are so great. 3 seasons. It's on I think Crunchyroll, Hulu. It's out there. Just go and watch it. Next one, which if you've seen Overlord and you've seen the little spin-off of the Isekai Quartet, then you know where I'm going with this one, and it's Tanya. Yes, Tanya. The Saga of Tanya the Evil. Everybody's little mean, almost Chucky-like, I guess, protagonist. Like, she is a great. That anime is great. Go ahead and watch it. The movie wasn't bad. The movie could have been a little like the movie is more like the anime. Doesn't get it gets to the point, but it has pacing issues. But it's a great. The characters are great. The animation's just divine. It's just a really good anime. For my last honorable mention, everything I just mentioned up to this point has been more or less standard isekai fare. Don't get me wrong, it doesn't go through all the isekai like type things or tropes or the mechanisms that they use, the characters and whatnot. It doesn't go through all that. These are, like I said before, the animes that I personally like, and I'm just throwing it out there. That's not all of them, but it's just a few that I picked out. This one has to be probably my favorite, and it takes everything about the isekai genre, throws it on its head, and well, kicks it. Kicks it right like a fucking Randy Orton punch. Kicks it right in the head. With the best comedy I've personally seen in an isekai parody ever, and that's Kona Super. Season 1, 2, and the movie, and I believe they're having another movie coming out. If you enjoy isekai, you know the tropes, you know all of that, then Kona Super is right up your alley. Kona Super, to me, is like what, like Spaceballs, Mel Brooks movies, also actual movies. Not like fucking freaking scary movie spoofs, but more like the comedy. If you've seen a Mel Brooks movie, you've seen Spaceballs, you've seen Blazing Saddles, those older comedies and stuff like that, then you know what Konosuba is gonna be about. It makes fun of every and all tropes of isekai, whether that's the protagonist, the antagonist, the friends, the tropes of what certain classes are like in terms of like tank, arch wizard, things of that nature. The skill sets, like the magic, just everything. And that's why I chose that for the complete last. As you see, like Irma-kun as the recommendations, that was my favorite. Honorable mentions, Konosuba, that's one of my favorites. I just can't say enough about it. Thing I mentioned on today. Go ahead and watch it. I hope you guys enjoy. Do me a favor. If you've seen any of these anime or you enjoy any of these anime, like I said before, drop a like. I really do appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button. I'm just tongue tied because just thinking of all these anime, just a lot of memories coming on watching and how happy I am. So, just to reiterate one more time, do me a favor. If you like any anime that I put on this channel or just on this list or future lists down the road, drop a like. I really appreciate it. If you want to see more, sub to the channel so you can stay tuned to see those videos. And you want to hit me up, use that comment section down below to give me more anime so I can put into those videos. So with that being said, have yourself a good one.